Psalm 27. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even mine enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Though an host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident. One thing have I desired of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in his temple. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me up upon a rock. And now shall mine head be lifted up above mine enemies round about me. Therefore will I offer in his tabernacle sacrifices of joy. I will sing, yea, I will sing praises unto the Lord. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice. Have mercy also upon me, and answer me. When thou saidst, seek ye my face. My heart said unto thee, thy face, Lord, will I seek. Hide not thy face far from me. Put not thy servant away in anger. Thou hast been my help. Leave me not, neither forsake me, O God of my salvation. When my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will take me up. Teach me thy way, O Lord, and lead me in a plain path because of mine enemies. Deliver me not over unto the will of mine enemies, for false witnesses are risen up against me, and such as breathe out cruelty. I had fainted, unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord.
All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, who rule well, teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers. And peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect out there pushing this word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners, whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and what I want to get into today, okay, is a video from this channel. I don't know the guy's name, but the channel is Middle Nation, and this is a Islamic. I don't believe he's Ishmael. He moves like a Jake. But could be Ishmael, could be Jake. But he makes a lot of good points. When it comes to America and comparing the West, to the East. And exposing, America for what it truly is. He makes some excellent points. All right, now he's Islam, we know is a false religion, false God, Allah, the Quran, there's not the book of truth, okay? And what we have to understand, matter of fact, let's get this real quick before we get into it, because in the East, what we have to understand, you still have a residue, of our ways over there in the East, because those righteous standards that we see that they uphold in the East, okay, the family structure, okay, the order of men, the order of women, that came from us, all right, because you have to remember, we were the superpower of the earth at one time, all right, and when King Solomon, okay, set the throne, let's get to the point, we might come back to this as well, to prove a point, but let's go to First Kings, all right, no. Let's go to 1 Kings chapter 4. Okay. And Yep. So this is 1 Kings 4:32. It says, and he spake 3,000 proverbs, and his songs were 1,005. Speaking of King Solomon. And he spake of trees from the cedar tree that is in Lebanon, even unto the hyssop that springeth out of the wall. He spake also of beasts and of fowl and of creeping things and of fishes. And there came of all people, okay? And there came of all people to hear the wisdom of Solomon, and all kings, all right, from all kings of the earth, which had heard of his wisdom. Okay, so we read this in there too. And kings from every nation sent their ambassadors to listen to the wisdom of Solomon. So you best believe that they was getting the breakdown of the law, okay, day-to-day functions, the practical wisdom. This is why men, are supposed to be the head, and women, the woman should be, a virgin. Like all these concepts, okay, we have to understand that, hey, we was the superpower at one time. All right, because these heathens, okay, they was always into, their paganism. All right, but you have to understand during that time of King David and King Solomon, we were the authority in the earth, where heathens had the answer to their throne. Okay, so there was an influence of our culture in every nation in their region of the earth. Okay, so that remnant of righteousness that we see in their region, what they call the East or the Middle East, a lot of that came from the throne of David. Okay, from us, even before then, our forefathers Abraham that walked in that way amongst these heathens. Okay, heathens, they will peep game and pick up on certain things. They will keep they certain customs and madness and their gods, but they will pick up on certain things because it works. Okay, so he goes into comparing the West and the East, but he's gonna going into how America, excuse my French, but especially how they mind fuck women, but everybody in general, but especially, how the woman is targeted. All right, and that's why I name this lesson Liberty or Trauma. Okay, because America wrapped up, this beautiful package for women with feminism. Okay, and was it true liberty or was it trauma? Okay, because liberty can be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. Okay, liberated to do what? All right, and he's going to expound on these things. So I'm gonna let him go, and then we'll intervene if needed, But I'm gonna let him go. All right.
To pretend that you ever cared about women's rights, when all that you ever showed us in terms of women's rights is that you think you have a right to our women. And that's not even mentioning the misery of the woman over there in the West. Why you raise her from childhood to be an object, just a decoration to be enjoyed by all and sundry. You teach her to conform to the ever more degrading societal standards, to wear revealing clothing, to be a sex object, to be eye candy. And then you have the audacity to claim that you believe in women's rights and equality. I mean, even your female Olympic athletes, who are the best at what they do, you require them to dress like pole dancers in their competitions. And all you do is ogle them, look at them and gawk at them instead of appreciate their discipline and hard work and training and skills. You created OnlyFans and taught your women that what you truly value is degeneracy. She could go to school, she could get degrees, she could become a doctor, she could become a lawyer, she should become an engineer or a CEO, but she'll never get rich faster than if she gets naked on camera and defiles herself for strangers. That's what your society rewards women for. A stripper can make more money than an executive. You're teaching them what you want them to do, what you want them to be, because your whole system denotes value exclusively in terms of pay packages. So you are implanting in women's minds and imposing on women's psyches that this type of behavior is what makes them valuable in your society. More than half of the women in your society, more than half, feel pressured into performing abnormal sexual acts that they're not comfortable with just because their partners have warped their brains on pornography. So now they expect their wives and their girlfriends to act like porn stars. Meanwhile, most of those porn stars are out of their minds on drugs and numb from childhood trauma. But you want normal women to act like that, and you're mad if they don't. 87% of college-age women report being compelled to do these types of abnormal things sexually that they don't want to do because of your great feminist society. Girls as young as 13 say that they feel pressured to try to look and behave just like women in pornographic videos. 13. And because you dismiss the necessity of marriage, promiscuity has become normalized in your culture, making women feel compelled to become sexually intimate much earlier than they're comfortable doing. And they're made to feel like something's wrong with them if they don't do it. And then you gaslight them into thinking that this is freedom. You gaslight them into thinking that this is women's liberation. You're psychologically abusing the women in your society on every level. 69% of girls in the 5th to 12th grades report that magazine pictures influence their idea of what they're supposed to look like. 45% of women report feeling pressure to try to achieve a certain body shape or a certain size. And 1 in 5 women report that because of this, they experience body dysmorphic disorder, wherein they think that there's something wrong with how they look. They think there's something wrong with how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made them if they don't look like a supermodel in some magazine or look like a porn star in some video. You know, you claim to believe in women's equality, but the data shows that women in your society are still objectified and still marginalized. 60% of women report feeling pressure to try to dress in a way that is socially considered to be attractive or sexually attractive by societal standards, which just means showing men more of their bodies, exposing more of themselves to men. 45% of women report feeling that they need to show more skin and show more skin that they're even comfortable showing in order to be considered attractive in your society. Look at what you're doing to women. The media perpetuates this culture of objectification, with women being depicted in revealing clothing in 70% of advertisements. Now, women are exposed, on average, to 5,000 advertisements per day. And 70% of those advertisements feature women in revealing clothing, meaning you are constantly messaging to women that they have to be as undressed as possible if they want to be socially acceptable. That's your society. So of course your women are suffering. They're suffering from psychological consequences. The psychological consequences of these types of pressures, this type of gaslighting and manipulation. At least 1 in 5 women report experiencing anxiety or depression due to the pressure that they feel to wear revealing clothing that they don't want to wear. And they're obviously more likely to develop dissatisfaction and low self-esteem about themselves and how they look. And you pressure them into looking and acting like porn stars. Pressure them to have sex before they're ready, and pressure them to do things in the bedroom that they don't want to do. Not to mention the real physiological detrimental repercussions and the ramifications and the consequences of promiscuity on a woman, mentally and emotionally and physically. That's why your women are the most depressed, the most neurotic, the most medicated, why they have the most anxiety, the most stress, the most mental and psychological illnesses, because they live in the most woman-hating society in the world. And you still have the nerve to expect us to assure you that we care about women. Everything about your civilization declares your utter contempt for women. I'm telling you, you don't know who you are. You don't know what you are. You don't know what kind of a society you live in. You live in a...
So yeah, he was going in, you know, and I looked up a few things real quick, because the scriptures give us the game on how we should move. You know, the Bible is full of wisdom, okay? And this wisdom is to be applied, all right? And this wisdom produces peace. It produces order, But in the West, it's the complete opposite. You know, Esau, you know, with his media, with his music, with his entertainment, with his religions, with his false religions, and all these different things, you know, what he's putting in the foods, everything is an attack, all right, on, all right, the people, okay, of America, man. You know, the American population has been under attack for decades, man. Okay, and it really revved up in the 60s, man. All right, and this so-called women's liberations and feminism and women's rights, all right, was nothing but a major psyops, man. Psychological operation, man, which completely warped and perverted and destroyed the minds of the majority of women. Okay, to the point to where, you know, you have the low self-image, the self-hatred, you know, over-sexualized. You know, they pretty much been trained to destroy themselves, you know, and glorify in their own destruction, man. To the point, as you seen with this whole Kamala thing, that women will kill you, you know, if they could, all right, for their right to destroy themselves, man. Okay, that's how mentally damaged, you know, the majority of the American women are. Okay, to the point to where they'll kill you for the right to destroy themselves, man. Okay, that's how off it is, man. That's the power of these enchantments on the left hand side. Now, when you go here to Sirach 26 and 12, it says, that's like this is 11. No, 10. So like Sirach 26 and 10. It says, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly. Okay, and see, the laws protect us from natures that would destroy us. When you go to the laws, you know, and Esau paints the laws as if they're restrictive and if they're oppressive, you know, and he's speaking from the standpoint of Eastern culture, you know, where you have, you know, a structure and order when it comes to men and women. Okay, there's a standard, there's restrictions. Okay, there's an expectation. You see, and Esau demonized that as oppressive. Okay, but when you go into the laws, all right, restrain us from destroying ourselves, man. It restrains the flesh from destroying ourselves. Okay, that's why now, even though we can't keep the law perfect, you know, the laws that we can keep, all right, they keep us from destroying ourselves, man. You know, and then even the things in this society that's lawful, it still has to be, all right, in moderation, or we can destroy ourselves, man. You know, because drinking is not unlawful, but too much, you will destroy yourself, man. You know, eating, there's lawful foods to eat, but you can't eat too much of it, you'll destroy yourself. You see? So when you go into the wisdom and the laws of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, it's all to preserve us, man, and produce life and peace and joy. The exact opposite of what you have now. Okay? Especially when you look in westernization. But reading on, it says, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. Lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty, man. Okay, and this society teaches women to completely destroy themselves, man. Okay, and that's why a lot of women, you know, once they get to a certain age, okay, it's over. You know, like a lot, and it's happening quicker. You know, because there was a time when, you know, you was in, you know, you got to your 40s, you know, and you ain't made a move, you know, it's pretty much over. You know, then it got to your 30s, you know, you really ain't locked nothing in, your chances were slim. You know, but now women are destroying themselves as teenagers going into their early 20s. They're already burnt up. You know, each generation, the woman destroys herself at a faster rate. You know, with just too much liberty. Okay? And you go into this word liberty, which they push liberty like all liberty is good. All liberty is not good. Liberty is do what? Okay? So let's get this word liberty. And I want to deal with it says liberty. It says a free choice. Freedom to do as one chooses. Okay? Free choice Freedom to do as one chooses, man. Okay? And Esau gave, all right, gives society, not just women, but the Western culture gives you the liberty to destroy yourself. Okay? But guess what? There's restrictions on righteousness, though. Okay? A man, all right, that runs his household, what do they call it? Toxic masculinity. Okay? A woman that's in order to a man, what do they call them? Pick me, slave. You know, his righteousness is mocked. Okay? Righteousness is mocked. It's ridiculed. You know, you're ashamed for doing right, for eating a certain way, for not eating particular things. You know, women are ashamed for not showing enough, skin. Men are ashamed for not, being adult, having that adultery spirit. Okay, or being too strict on this woman. Men are ashamed for those things. Okay, just being, an average, working Jake, chill. That's a shame. You're not lit enough. Okay, you're not going out there, on all these different drugs, catching felonies, in and out of prison. You're not lit. Okay, that's the thinking that dominates Western culture, man. Completely ass backwards, wicked, and counterproductive. Okay, under the guise of some type of liberty. But the liberty to do as one chooses is not a good thing. There needs to be order and standards. Okay, and within that, there's plenty. And one thing as we live this truth, we see that there's plenty of joy and peace within the restrictions of Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay, and there's pleasures within the restrictions of Yahweh Shem Shai. It's just done in order. Okay. See, Esau pushed the pleasures, but he removes the order and he removes the moderation from it, to where you destroy yourself by just doing what you choose, man. Okay, you go into the word freedom, liberty. All right, in the Google, it says a state of being free within a society from oppressive restrictions imposed by authority on one's way of life, behavior, or political views. So, and then they push one thing what feminism does, they get these characters, these movie characters like a Mister, or the Ike Turner on What's Love Got to Do with It, with David Ruffin on the Fire, on the Temptations, how he was with his woman, and Tyler Perry, he's the latest. He put all these villain, these Jakes as the villain in his movies, and they painted like every Israelite man is just that character. Every Israelite man is that character. Okay, every Israelite man, is just abusive. Okay, deadbeat, controlling, and all these different things. Where they paint Jake to be the villain. Like that sums up Jake is just this great villain. And that's what Esau was liberating the woman from, man. It's a BS narrative, man. And that's the narrative that he pushing. You go here, it says the power or scope to act as one pleases. Okay, and we see what it's led to, man. Free will, independence, which that was the theme. All right, I'm independent. Okay, that was the theme. The woman was like a broken, tape recorder. I'm independent. You see, self-determinations. Okay, all right, and we see what it's led to. Okay, it all leads to the same thing. And all these women getting the same results. Okay, under the banner of liberty, independence, all right, free will, and doing what they choose. And they all get the same results. Okay, some might have a little more fun than others. Okay, might get more perks of this society than others based on, how they look. Okay, but it all ends in the same way. Okay, so let's go here, because you go to Sirach 30:8. All right, and what has this type of mindset and behavior led to? Sirach 30:8. It says, "And horse not broken becometh headstrong," and you can't tell the woman nothing because she's been left by herself for so long. That the woman is extremely headstrong. The majority of women are extremely headstrong, man. You know, it says a horse not broken becometh headstrong, and that's what the law did. It broke us up, okay, so we can be cultivated. You see, that's what chastening does. It breaks you up, so we can be cultivated, man. But if you're never broken, you become headstrong, okay. And a child left to himself will be willful, okay. And the whole world is telling the woman, like, look, stop. You know what I'm saying? You're destroying yourself. Like, this don't work. You see? And the only thing that the woman is programmed to listen to, the majority of women is programmed to listen to is terrible advice. The only thing they're programmed to listen to is the instruction to destroy themselves. That's why they cleave on to the most ratchetest, degenerate, characters that Esau throws in their face, the gorillas and, these different characters that Esau shovels down their throat. They cleave on to them, okay, and those poor instructions, but you can't tell them anything, all right, when it comes to wise counsel, man, okay, because they're headstrong and willful, and America has bred this in women. That's why a majority of women, nothing can be done with them. Especially the more they've been out there, and that shows the power of Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, that he can take, a woman, all right, and convert her, okay, in righteousness, no matter what her past is, okay. But if the Lord don't intervene, okay, it's over with for the American nigga woman, man. All right, if the Lord don't intervene, there's no repentance. If the woman is not broken, there's nothing that can be done. All right, with the American nigga woman, man, under this psyops that America has pulled off on the masses, man. So let's go back to let him play some more, cause he's gonna segue, and go into some more things. All right. Yep, this is a good precept. Let's get that. This is the brother Yahweh, the hopeful elect. 3, it says Isaiah 5:20. Woe to them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. All right, and this is a absolutely, backwards, okay, upside down society, man. Okay, as we say, where people glorify destroying themselves, man. You look at nigga culture. It's a culture that glorifies its own destruction and teaches the next generation, okay, to do it quicker. It teaches the next generation to destroy themselves quicker, men and women. You see, this is the brother Ancient New. Why don't we? Ancients knew, why don't we? Interesting handle. Yep. Because our forefathers, they had it figured out. That's why scripture say, seek ye the old paths. All right. But this is 1 Timothy 2:9. It says, in like manner also that the women adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broidered hair or gold, pearls, or costly array. Because Apostle Paul was dealing, with women, okay, that had grew up Hellenized, to where they knew about, some of them women, they probably was temple harlots at one time. They was probably in those orgies, and okay, they became followers of Yahushua. Okay, so he's writing, all right, these letters, he's writing order. Okay, he's writing order for the men and for the women that was raised up under those Greek customs, man. Okay, he knew they come from, those those liberated lifestyles to where you could just wild out. The spirit of Bacchus, the partying and drunkenness, and what I'm saying, the orgies, and the casual, the hookup culture, all those things are off. Okay, I'm saying we all came from, the darkness. Okay, we all came from the darkness in some form, some fashion. Some, more than others. Some was out there longer than others, but we all came from the darkness, man. But the water for Yahushua, ain't the physician. It all, brings back that praise to Yahushua, the physician, man. Yahweh Shema. So, yeah, I'm gonna let him go some more. I think he's gonna segue a little bit.
You don't know what you are. You don't know what kind of a society you live in. You live in a world of lies. Forget about trying to correct your misconceptions about Islam. You have nothing but misconceptions about your own so-called civilization. It's not a civilization, it's a hallucination. And it's absolutely comical, the extent of your lack of self.
It's not a civilization, it's a hallucination. Okay, matter of fact, let's get there real quick. And he said it's not a civilization, it's a hallucination, man. Okay, America's one big magic trick, man. It's one big magic trick, man. Nothing is what it is, man. And that's why the less you deal in this society, man, and the more peace you have, man. Because you spend so much time in this society trying to figure people's motives out. You got to figure, it's to the point you got to figure, is this a real woman? Like, goddamn. Is that a man? You know what I'm saying? Like, is there everything is a big magic trick, man. All right. This is 2 Thessalonians 2:9. It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, and with all power and signs and lying wonders, man. All right, and Esau comes in the energy of Satan, which is adverse to righteousness. Okay, and he, knows how to enchant the people and thinking that his way is right. His way is an upgrade. He has people in all-out rebellion against the Most High and think that they're living their best life. People constantly destroying themselves by how they eat, the party culture. He's dumping chemtrails on top of them. Putting extra madness in the food. Okay, creating just these wars between men and women. Liberal and conservative, all these different divisions. Okay, but this man puts it out there as if you're winning, you're living your best life, and you're in complete rebellion to the Most High, and you're destroying yourself. Okay, this man has mastered his lying wonders, man. Verse 10, it says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness, okay, in them that perish, okay, and if it was meant for you, all right, be met with the wrath of the Lord, okay, the Lord allows this man to enchant you to no end. Okay, to have you so far gone that you're just here to be judged now. That's what the scriptures speak about, those that was born in vain. Because a lot of our people has just been enchanted to the point that they're just here for judgment. And it says, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. Okay? And Esau is this master warlock, man, that has these delusions, hallucinations, delusions, and all through these psyops that our people are just delusional, man. That's the term that's been used a lot, on social media, these different platforms, about how delusional our people are, man, especially the nigga woman. Okay? And it says, and for this cause, the Most High shall give them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, because he wants them to believe it, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, because the truth, all right, is going out full throttle, man. You know, because way more than this red pill or, you know, any platform out there, there's nobody pushing more content than the prophets, man. Okay? And the Lord left our people with no excuse. There's nobody pushing more content than the prophets, man. Okay? Day for day. And it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shot, man. You know, and it's an honor just to be a part of it. And it says, but had pleasures in unrighteousness, man. And they love this shit. Alright? The nigga woman love this ratchet, do as thou wilt shit. Niggas love this degenerate, drill, shoot 'em up, do as thou wilt shit. They love this shit. Okay? They live for this shit, man. And they gonna die for it, man. Alright? So, you know, at least though, you know, but the elect gonna repent. Alright? So let's get back to it.
The extent of your lack of self-awareness about your own culture, about your own society. You know, when I lived in the Middle East, I had Americans back home worried for my safety because they thought that every place in the Arab world was non-stop bombs going off, violence and bloodshed all the time. Meanwhile, you've had over 650 mass shootings in America just last year. Not to mention the fact that most of the bombs going off in the Middle East are American bombs being dropped from American warplanes. Whatever violence we have in the Muslim world, you brought to the Muslim world. America's #1 export is violence. As a matter of fact, it's one of the only things that you still manufacture over there. It's one of the only things you still excel at, better than anyone else. Is Islam a religion of peace? You must be joking. You've dropped 500,000 bombs on us in just the last 25 years and killed over 1 million Muslims in just the last 25 years. That's not even including the current genocide in Gaza that you're committing. Again, this is like the BTK killer wanting someone to assure him that they don't subscribe to violence. What are you even talking about? Your whole society, your whole so-called civilization is violently extremist, more than anyone else has ever been. You love to threaten your enemies with bombing them back to the Stone Age without it ever registering in your mind that this is a Stone Age mentality. The only difference between you and a caveman is that you have gadgets, but you're the land of the free, right? Islam is so strict, it's so rigid, you know. Muslims don't have any freedom. Meanwhile, America has more laws and more regulations than any country on earth. You have more laws and more regulations than Saudi Arabia, more than Afghanistan, more than any Muslim country. You can't even remodel your kitchen in America if you're a homeowner, which you probably aren't. But if you are a homeowner and you have a kitchen and you want to remodel your kitchen, you can't even do that without a permit. You have to get a permit to remodel your own kitchen. Your government decides what food you can eat, what food you're allowed to eat, what food is legal for you to eat. Meanwhile, they allow genetically modified foods, fake foods, foods with all sorts of additives and chemicals and what have you. And a farmer, you know, who grows food on his own land, he's not even allowed to sell food to you right from his land, right from his farm, right out of his crops, fresh, without FDA approval. He even needs government approval to give you an apple from a tree. Your government even decides how hot your shower is allowed to be. It's absurd. But of course, you'll defend all of those laws. You'll defend all of those laws because you'll say they're there to protect you. Okay, if you say so. But you don't have a choice, do you? You don't have the freedom to not follow those rules, do you? We have a comparatively minuscule set of laws, most of which are self-imposed. With no external monitoring, no external enforcement, we follow them by our own conscience. But what you mean by how strict and how rigid we are, what you're talking about is basically all the sins and the debauchery that your government does allow. So that's actually the freedom that you're talking about. You're talking about the freedom to be uncivilized, the freedom to be primitive, the freedom to be hedonistic. And that's what makes you, in your mind, more civilized than us. The freedom to be uncivilized. You think that makes you more civilized, and somehow that makes sense to you. I'm telling you, your society, your so-called civilization is playing you for a fool. They're even fooling you about your own prosperity. I mean, take the United States, the richest country in the world, right? But just look at different states in America. Take a state inside of America, any of the 50 states, and look at it as if it was...
Yeah, so he went in, and that's the point. All right. Yeah, he went in. Cause you gotta think about it. All right, you gotta get a license. You gotta get your license renewed. Okay. You gotta get, a tag every year. All right. You have to get, certain states got smog inspections. Okay, here it is. They're charging you for smog inspection, but they have these major factories that's polluting the air. Okay, but your Toyota Camry, has to pay, all right, for a smog inspection. Okay, here it is. You have to send your child to their school and get their, all right, juice. Okay, get those doses. That's mandated. Okay, all these mandates that they have in America. America is highly, all right, restricted. Okay, you start a business, the paperwork, this type of insurance, this type of license. Okay, this type of coverage. You see, it's a very oppressive, you know, cutthroat society, man. But you do have the liberty, okay, to walk down Bourbon Street in a bikini, okay, drinking, a 2-foot margarita, okay. But what you teach your child, no, you have to teach them this curriculum. Because even when you homeschool, you still got to use their curriculum. Okay? You can't say, look, no, I'm going to just teach my child the Bible. I'm going to teach them to read and write, math, and we're gonna teach the Bible. I'm going to teach my son to work. I'm going to teach him to do what I do, and I'm going to train my daughter up. Okay? Let my wife train my daughter, to be a homemaker. You can't do that. You see? So nah, man, America has been a big, a magic trick put on the masses. It's an idea that don't exist, or freedom and liberty. Okay, so let's go here, man. All right, because we only gonna be free in Yahushua. Okay, I think that's Deuteronomy 30. Is it 33? All right, this is on Deuteronomy 33 and 27. It says, the eternal power is thy refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms, and he shall thrust out the enemy from before thee, and shall say, destroy them. Okay? And until Esau, Edom is judged, till he's removed from power. All right? So there's a major slaughter in Edom, and the remnant of Esau go into captivity. Okay, this man is in the way of true peace and liberty, the liberty to be righteous. Okay, matter of fact, it's in Hebrews, show you that Yahweh Shai, he's gonna liberate us to be righteous, man. Okay, carefree. All right. Let me see. I think it's second. Is it Hebrews 2? All right. So glory. I ain't read it in a while. Yep, this is on Hebrews 2:14. It says, for much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same, which is Yahweh Shai. All right, that through death he might destroy him that have the power of death, that is the devil, man. Okay, so Yahweh Shai, he had to be a sacrifice first. Okay, but then he was going to come back around, all right, as a deliverer in this time. Okay, and he's going to remove the authority, all right, of Esau, Edom, which has the power of death. Okay, and you got to think about it. If King Solomon was in rulership right now, ruling like in his prime, and you know, the true, if we was over there ruling, if we was over there in our homeland, you know, and the scriptures say, you know, drinking and being merry, you know, every man having their own substance, the economy was on point. Esau would take his cameras and come over there and demonize, all right, King Solomon, okay, in his heyday, and say that he was inhumane. Okay, the women in order, the children. No, he would do a psyops, and the whole world would think that King Solomon was inhumane. This was King Solomon was in his right mind in his heyday. That's what this devil would do, man. This is what he does. So this man just has to be removed completely from power. Okay, and ultimately exterminated out the earth, man, because he will always find a way to take peace from the earth. That's all he knows. Okay. So let's go back here to Deuteronomy, and then we'll get 2 Samuel and close out. All right, this is Deuteronomy 33 and 28. And it says, Israel then shall dwell in safety alone. The fountain of Jacob shall be upon a land of corn and wine. All right, which is just plush. Okay, that land is going to be fruitful. You know, it's going to be extremely, you know, productive and fruitful, man. Okay, fertile. All right, resources, you know, abundance. Okay, also his heaven shall drop down dew. Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people saved by the Lord, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency, and thine enemy shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places, and thou shalt tread upon their high places, man. Okay, so this devil is going to be found out a liar, man. All these, you know, deception that he's pushed in the earth, which is happening now, but the whole world going to see when they see righteousness, you know, in real time, and the product of righteousness. Okay, when they see the results of righteousness real time in the earth, man, they're going to know that they chose an inferior way to be, and that they was highly deceived by this devil, man. Okay, with democracy and feminism and Christianity and all this madness, all right, that he shovels down the throats, okay, of the masses, man, is the way to be. It's some superior way to be, you know. And people in the West, they look down their nose at everybody as if they're living some type of superior life. Okay, why? Because you can go get a BBL, okay, or a tummy tuck. Okay, go ruin your face. Okay, why? Because you can take hormone blockers, you can chop your ride off. What makes you so? What makes you superior? Okay, you can destroy babies. Okay, because you can put men on child support. What makes you superior than everyone in the earth? Okay, you have the absolutely poorest quality of food on the earth with the most poisons. Okay, the most people that's medicated. All right, the most people that are completely delusional and bugged out. Okay, so what makes America superior than any goddamn body, man? Okay, this is 2 Samuel 7 and 10. It says, moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and will plant them, that they may dwell in the place of their own, and move no more. Neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them any more as before time, man. Okay, and this is the time we're coming into, man. The children of wickedness of Esau, Edom. He's a root cause. Esau is a root cause of every problem in the earth. Okay, Esau is the root cause of every problem in the earth, man. Whatever problem that's in the earth, you can trace it back to this man. Okay, and this is why, all right, the Lord, okay, is getting ready to judge this man once and for all, man. He done played his part. Okay, as the wicked. All right, he's been given, you know, authority to take peace from the earth. He's played his part. So now we're in the time of that judgment, man. Okay, so that's the point. All right, Lord will, you know, you brothers. All right, and you sisters edified. You know, I thought that would be interesting. And also, that video was fair use. I'm not making any monetary gains out that video, just for educational purposes only. You know, fair use, fair use. for the video that was played in the lesson, you know. But that's the point, you know. So Lord will, you know, you brothers, all right, and you sisters, Lord will, you know, you was edified, you know. And I close on this. The brother brought this. I gotta get this. This the brother Yahweh, the hopeful leg 3, St. John 8:36. It says, if the Son therefore shall make you free, ye shall be free indeed. You know, and through Yahushua, we are free indeed, man. Free to do right, man, and not feel no way, not feel the pressure and the shame of this society, man. We're free to do right, you know. So Lord will, you was edified till next time I say shalom.